This is 7 News.
Tonight, residents ordered to fight or flee as a fast-moving, out-of-control bushfire threatens lives and homes in Bullsbrook. The bloody end to 2 Paris sieges, 4 hostages and 3 terror suspects dead. Al-Qaeda militants threaten France with more violence. And 8 children killed in a Queensland home farewelled by thousands of mourners.
From the studios of 7 Perth, Samantha Jolly.
Good evening. We begin with the fire emergency that is threatening lives and homes in Bullsbrook, northeast of Perth. It's a fire police believe was deliberately lit, and as we go to air, it is still raging out of control. There are unconfirmed reports the blaze has taken hold of 3 homes. Jessica Vanderend is in the 7 News helicopter near the fire zone. Jess, what can you see?
Well, Sam, we're over that area where it is sadly feared that several homes might have been impacted by this fire. It's impossible to tell, though. All we can see is a huge plume of smoke at a 90-degree angle that really shows the wind that is driving this blaze and making things very difficult for firefighters down there. If we take a live shot from the 7 News helicopter, you can see how the sky tonight is glowing red. The fire is burning at the moment in the Nangara pine plantation below us, but it is heading northwest towards Wanneroo Road. An emergency warning is currently in place for homes in northwest Bullsbrook. Now, most residents have evacuated, but some did choose to stay behind to fight the fire.
Trees exploded, the flames higher than rooftops and headed towards homes. Residents told to get out as a huge plume of smoke took hold over Bullsbrook. The flames moving fast, about 30 metres a minute.
You couldn't see.
Around lunchtime, the fire jumped Neves Road, racing northwest away from homes but into thick bush.
The fire's now heading in our direction. There is fuel to burn in the Nangara pine plantation, and the real problem for firefighters right now is this wind.
The humble hose was no match for it. Some residents escorted out by police now don't know what they'll find when they return.
And there was flames both sides of the police car as they were driving out, so we're pretty sure that maybe it might go on their house.
Steve tried to save a neighbour's property. The front grass was burning when he had to leave. His own paddock was on fire.
Flames were, behind his house high, but it was only small grass in front.
Hundreds of firefighters went to work on the ground and in the air. The view from the air shows how big the fireground is tonight. So big it's visible on the Weather Bureau's radar. Thick smoke a possible factor in this crash. 2 were hurt, 1 with possible head and spinal injuries.
The Department of Fire and Emergency Services says it has heard properties been damaged in the fire, including outbuildings burnt, but cannot confirm at this stage whether any homes have been lost. Amelia Bruni's live at the fire control point in Railway Parade. Amelia, what areas are under threat right now?
Well, Sam, as we go to air, there are still 2 emergency warnings current. That's the highest alert level. I'm going to take you through the area which is affected. They include the area bound by the following roads: Westco Road, Old Yanchep Road, Niza Road, Cypress Road, Wanneroo Road, Joondalup Road, Wandoo Road, Seismic Road, as well as the area bounded by Old West Road, Kirby Road, Railway Road, Chitty Road and Wandoo Road. There is also a watch-in act in place for Nowagup, Ridgewood and Butler between Old Yanchep Road and Hester Avenue in the city of Wanneroo. Firefighters tell us that the blaze is expected to reach Old Yanchep Road within the next hour. The advice is, if it's clear to do so, then to leave your property, but if not, be prepared to stay and defend it. The windy conditions, as we've heard, have really made the job tough for the more than 200 firefighters battling this blaze today. The blaze has so far burnt through more than 1,000 hectares. As you've seen, the plume of smoke is absolutely massive. It can be seen from tens of kilometres away. The advice for anyone who feels that they may be affected by the smoke, for example with asthma, the advice is to shut your windows and to make sure that the air conditioning is turned off. Now, there are 2 evacuation centres that have been set up for any residents who have been affected. The first one is the Wanneroo Recreation Centre, located at 440 Scenic Drive in Wanneroo. The second is at Gum Blossom Hall on Tapping Way in Quinns Rock. There are obviously a number of road closures in place. The big one is a large section of Wanneroo Road. The best advice for anyone who thinks that they might be going through that area or who lives in the area is to jump on the DFES website or you can call the DFES hotline. That number is 13 33 37. Again, 13 33 37. I'll be back later in the bulletin with an update. Sam.
Thanks, Amelia.